Welcome to the open webinar held by Facebook page by Manju Gupta, and this was organized. This has been organized by the Department of Education, Meerut College, Meerut. This is my third video. Because lots of internet problems are there, so we're making short videos and we're transferring it to you. And so in a communique, I just want to say the reflection of Dr. Kaushal Kishore, who is the professor and dean in Central University of Gaya, Bihar. He has been modest enough to convey his reflections and messages. He said that the teaching is been suspended, and when this lockdown started and when the Janta curfew started, we were in a continuing of the education. We were teaching the student, we were conducting and finishing the exams, and suddenly this crisis of coronavirus came, right? So as it was a sudden problem, which affected the entire world. So he said that anyhow we have to accept it in any way. He believed in that the concept of online learning should have a more a different pedagogy, or it should develop a instructional model before it should be implemented in the teaching learning process. He said that none of the teacher, neither the teacher nor the learners are ready for this online teaching learning process, because in day-to-day life they were practicing more the face-to-face teaching, traditional teaching. So for that matter of fact, he announced the 4 things which should be taken into care. The first thing for this teaching model, instructional model, is we should be acquainted with the designing. Then we should be able to, the second step, that is deciding, then delivering, and then developing. He said these 4 concepts are mandatory when you are going for online learning. He said if we follow these 4 pillars, so a good teacher can benefit the masses, and the most of the students can benefit, can get the benefit of it. And then we had Dr. Manju Agrawal. She is the senior professor in Navi Mumbai, and she says that this online learning requires sophisticated technical skills and ICT skills to cope up in this new changed environment, new change scenario of teaching learning process. She feels that senior professors are not very comfortable before the camera or the recording, so they should be pushed into this process slowly and gradually, so that they can feel comfortable to adopt and adapt accordingly for this new innovation in teaching learning process. She further believes that it is not a substitute for the traditional teaching. She says that can be a supportive tool. I remember one thing when I was young, like my parents used to say that when the car goes, and the tire puncture, so there should be some stepney. So this online learning can be used as a stepney in this teaching learning process to make teaching learning go smoothly. So keep it for the rainy days, when you have a problem, when you have some crisis, and then you can opt this pedagogy, this methodology in teaching learning process. And then we had with us Dr. Vinita Prakash from Aligarh. Dr. Ravindra Singh from Karhans, Panipat. We have with us Lokesh Chaudhary. We have with us Shalini Tyagi. Dr. Shalini Tyagi. We have with us Dr. Sudhir Kumar Pundit, those who have reflected their views on online teaching learning process. And I'm really happy that my dear colleagues accepted my invitation and they came on this webinar and shared their views to make it functional and more productive. And like most of them said that we should be familiar with the conferencing tools. If we are talking about the online learning, we should be familiar with the conferencing tool like TeamLink, Skype, Zoom, Google Meet, Hangouts, Microsoft Teams, and many more such tools we should know to use it in our classroom teaching learning. And then we had on our this Facebook page lots of doctors who commented for the student. They were concerned about the teachers and the students' health. So many of the doctor friends, they participated in this webinar, and their prime concern was about the health of the students. They told us that first thing, never sit more than 35 minutes in one go. So adopt it, and they say you get up and go and drink a glass of water. So so that your muscles get relaxed and your blood flow become normal. And then secondly, they said never eat the large portions at one time. They prescribed that the small portions should be eaten frequently on a short intervals, so that you get the proper digestion and most of the food and nutrition you get to your body. Thirdly, they said a walk of 45 minutes is mandatory for the teachers and the youth. That will help to regain the energy, toned up their muscles, and for their physical and mental health. So they prescribed that the 45-minute walk is mandatory. Then they said the yoga and meditation will help to develop the concentration, to keep you free from the tension and stress. So adopt walking, adopt talking, to maintain the social links with your family members and your friends and family, and walk, talk, and do some exercise, yoga or meditation. And then further they describe that more concentrate on the vegetables and fruits and pulses, eat less carbohydrate. Children are free from all those boundaries. They can eat whatever they wish, like they should be happy. And they say, if the youth start cooking in the kitchen and help their parents, so there's a relax for the parents, especially for the mothers in the kitchen. And there's a proven scientific fact that if youth engage or the children are engaged in the cooking, so the smell, aroma of that food gives you a satisfaction, and make you happy. So just for your happiness and just to support your mother in the kitchen, you go and cook in the kitchen so that you can gain the pleasure and the happiness by doing these practices. So this was the saying from the medical fraternity on this Facebook. And then I have the certain things to narrate over here from the teacher's point of view. They say that there is a 87% increase in social media users during the lockdown period. So most of the youth are engaged in using the technology. That is very clear from this research. And this is very clear that they are communicating with their friends or family. So when they can use that social media for social interaction, then why not to make use of this social media or this technology in education. So teachers say that the Quora, the Facebook, the Twitter, the blog writing, that can enhance their creative writing, that can enhance their language proficiency, that can enhance their research paper writing, and it will just equip them with the creative writing skills. So this is one thing which is very important. That is what the teacher has reflected in their writings. And then they say that it's a guideline from some of the teachers that you make sure that you have to be visible on the online. So for visibility, you should have a proper dress code, you have a proper decor, and you should have the very good pleasing smile on your face, so that everybody is ready to connect with you. If you come with a tired or the stressed face on the online, so nobody can be interested in listening you. So this is first and foremost thing, that is what the teacher wanted to communicate. Smile while you teach. When you come online, just bear a grin and smile, so that it shows that you are happily connecting with the audience, may it be the your family, friends, or your students. You should be familiar with the communication and its operations. Get handy the things, the notes or the PowerPoint presentation or the PPFs, so that you can communicate them smoothly after your elaboration or discussion or illustration or explanations. And then they said, this situation is showing the classes free from four boundaries. Your classes are not those four rigid boundaries of the classroom. It has changed into a small silver screen. So that's small silver screen, either of the laptop, desktop, or the mobile, you have to come on that silver screen. So you should know how to present yourself on the screen. Every time you think that you have been shot for that some film or video, or so that will develop a narratory speech, that modeling skills, and you will be more confident person ever before. And then further, the teacher said that there is a big divide, there's a big digital gap, from teachers to the learners. Teachers all belong to that digital, they are like digital immigrants or the digital natives, those who took birth before that technology emerged, right? So in that situations, it is mandatory for the teachers, and students are from the digital inhabitant group. They are very well equipped with those technical skills. So we should fill that gap by taking extra training, by taking extra tutorials, maybe on YouTube, maybe online, and so that you can be well equipped with those technological skills to fill that gap between the teachers and the learners. So, and besides, one thing is more correctly said, that this digital divide, how we can fill that digital divide between the poor community and the elite group. So my dear friend, mobile has changed that concept. Even the poor and the middle, everybody is having that. The only problem is of paying that cost of that internet or the data cost. So even that is not very expensive. If you believe that they are coming daily from their house to that college, the same money money is being expended on that. So like try to embrace that mobile technology and make it as a tool for learning. Thank you so much.